Hey, what's up? Mark King here, and this is a story I ran across a few days ago. I'm a little backed up. Been busy. Like I said, like people like, what are they doing? Like Twitter isn't real life. Go out there, have a good time. Go to the parks. I like going to national parks or wherever, and just hike for a bit. Hiking isn't climbing mountains. Hiking is just simply walking. Anyway, this is I never heard of the website. I don't know anything about the Mel magazine, but it's by Madeline Holden. That's a good name, Madeline. I like the name Madeline. It's a and like I told a girl's name before. I like the name Madeline. I like the name Nora. It's like nice, classy name. Really classy. Anyway, the kids are all right when your star people get red pilled. Again, we know what red pilling are. Red pill is basically well, it's a term made famous in the Matrix, but the yes. So, have you heard about like the Wachowski brothers? Well, did they change the sex now? The Wachowski sisters, and one of them claimed recently that the Matrix is a metaphor, allegory, or whatever it's. I forget the name, the proper term for it, but it's really about trans people. So if you enjoy the Matrix, red pilling is really about being trans, becoming a trans person. Yep, that's where we are. We know lie to placate past events. Teachers know the warning signs when students are radicalized by online hate movements. They just don't know how to stop it. Olivia, a 34-year-old teacher in Kentucky, a feminist, had a great displeasure of watching one of her 14-year-old students become radicalized. He went from a sweet kid to a year tweeting that if bad people weren't willing to change their ways, they should be dethroned, she says. Then he started tweeting about BLM immigrants, liberals, feminism. Again, all these things, this sounds like a lie first, but all these things are communist, Marxist propaganda. These are what communists ban from the countries, but push into other countries, okay? That's how you know it's evil, okay? This was a kid that was genuinely kind and quiet. Once again, like, you want kids to get repelled. Not because of ideology, but because they're learning something by themselves. As a teacher, it's kind of like something called scaffolding, where they kind of build. Basically, they create new information. Uh, they come up with new ideas, essentially building up on old ideas. Okay, that's the way it works, right? This shows a kid who's actually thinking. Okay, I have nothing wrong with something like this. I want people to make free choices. I don't care if people make like I shouldn't say that I shouldn't care. Because I don't want anybody to do harm to others, right? I don't care if somebody loves a certain ideology or hates a certain ideology, as long as they think for themselves. That's what's important. You come to conclusion by yourself. You don't come to my conclusion. You don't come to a teacher's conclusion. You don't even come to your parents' conclusion. Okay? Right? If you're given all the facts fairly, okay, most people would be a conservative, because that builds civilization. Most people will never become. No, these are destroyers of civilization, okay? Anyway, Jennifer, a 30-year-old teacher from Arizona, has similar experience. Why all these females, man? She had one student in third grade was a flat earther, and he raised his hand and it's okay to be a flat earther. I mean, I love theories, man. Okay, so you know what, you know what communists think? They think whatever's popular, right? To me, that's really bothersome. Like, you want to have your own opinions. I have some crazy thoughts, like no, actually, it's really okay. So it's more acceptable now. Like the elites who rule the world, that becomes very acceptable. Is who are the elites, right? That used to be crazy talk 10 years ago. Not so crazy talk now. You want people to think for themselves. If somebody believes in flat Earth, prove them wrong. Somebody believes in the round Earth, prove them wrong. It's good to have theories and ideas. Absolutely, it is. It's okay to share conspiracy videos. You learn. By the way, a lot of conspiracy videos are probably true. That's my theory. Like, it is mind-boggling how people like, okay, so people who become liberals and progressives always seem to believe what others tell them to believe, right? They don't think for themselves. This is how at one moment you can think there's two genders to being 10 genders to being 58 genders to being infinity genders. It's how exactly it happens. You believe what's popular because people are pushing propaganda. You don't have the again. Some people are meant to know. Some people aren't meant to know things in the world. People who aren't meant to know become liberals. Okay, people who become progressive don't believe anything. They have no belief system. The belief system changes with the wind. The prospect of red pilling, in which the person becomes radicalized by far right spaces, has attracted a lot of media attention in the Trump era. You see how this is a okay, so this is technically a decently written article, but we'll see if there's a pushback. The way you write an article is you put a pushback towards your biases. Amid the rising concerns about political polarization and the ascent of the far right figures, again, far right evil, communist good. This entire article right now. Often the entry point for the awkward or the disgruntled man in the manosphere is misogynistic online culture. Again, I remember how online used to be just for men. Women used to make fun of men for going online. Then, as women went online, all of a sudden making fun of geek culture was a no now, and everybody became a geek because women kind of got on board. Once again, men make things cool. Okay, that's the way it goes. Men create, men build, men allow people in their spaces. That's the way it goes. Okay. Grievances related to lack of sexual and romantic importance are located in the same spaces. Crisis, refugee. Oh gosh, what a nutcase! Annie Kelly, PhD student, who researched the impact of digital culture, far right, when reinforced, blah blah blah. Generally, through the focus trends, adult individual who has been radicalized, impact on the partners and parents, there have been less attention paid. I've totally okay. This is nonsensical stuff. She's finding a PhD student to get quotes from. That says a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this so you can read. It's a pretty long article, looks like. So we get the point here. It's angry feminists who upset that men aren't hitting on her anymore. And other angry feminists who are angry at men who are simply not having intercourse with them, and instead talking about what happened to women. Again, men seem to come from the prospect of logic and statistic, while women tend to depend on emotions and feelings. Okay, I've seen this in the school system. I've seen this with females that I've known. I'm sure other people have noticed the exact same thing. Sometimes you've noticed things and you just haven't realized it because nobody has given you the crumbs. You need the crumbs sometimes. Again, like I said, like teaching is scaffolding, and you're supposed to allow people to kind of like create their own thoughts. This is why they say schools shouldn't be about indoctrination. You supposed to let students come to their own conclusions, and as we know, you come to the wrong conclusion if it's not pro-communist. Okay, right? Share, save, subscribe, enjoy, and be red pilled. It's okay. I like MGTOW stuff, but it's like sometimes like what I've noticed, some of the MGTOW guys, they don't really understand what they're saying. They kind of just repeat what they've heard. Okay, you're supposed to like look at things around you, like I believe also experiencing things, but also you can look at things around you and draw your own conclusions. A lot of these MGTOW guys I've seen, especially younger ones, the people who aren't too bright, they draw quote unquote the conclusions, but they simply are just repeating what other people tell them to say, MGTOW wise, okay? Rather than really understand the concept themselves. I've never seen a MGTOW concept that's actually been wrong, right? But nothing is ever 100% in the world. she will actually accept death, and you can actually avoid taxes. So, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Hope you enjoy. Bye.